This guy does. And we're off. Welcome to the Thanks for Sharing podcast. I'm Joe White. I don't know. I introduced myself like 3 episodes, and I'm like, I should probably do that more. But everyone who's watching this knows who the fuck I am. The Book of Mormon. We are brought to you by Pace Roofing, Cult Recording, Hoover Delivery Service, ERT Restoration, Black Sparrow Tattoo, Art History, Four Seasons Landscaping, Sharky's Barbershop, RD Realty, Bone Marrow Capital Adjustment, and the Philly Fuck Lounge. Hit me up for info. And Santini's Grill. I'll just throw it in there. They make great sandwiches. If you're ever a meatball sandwich guy,
more of a chicken parm.
They make chicken parm.
Very
good.
Then I gotta go.
You gotta go. It's some dude in Morel, which is you're a Jersey guy, so you're not familiar with like Northeast neighborhoods, which people take very fucking serious around here.
Yeah. Well, I was born in Philly, but like we moved when I was like 8, so I pretty much just forgot.
No, yeah, I know that, but like when you're living in Jersey, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm acting like
I'm a 10-minute ride from Philly, yeah. Like at all times.
Yeah.
Like
literally took me 15 minutes to get here, man. What's your problem?
It did. It took me 18.
Yeah. Today I have Greg. Greg is the lead singer of the American Standard, which is my favorite local band.
Oh, thank you.
Hands down. Tied for 2. Dumb Ugly's up there. I don't know if they're a band or more of a group. I don't know how I would classify them.
More like a coalition, you know.
Coalition. Yeah. And it's a non-biased thing, both cases, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no reason to lie to you. We've talked like maybe 5 times, and when I started this podcast, you were like one of the first people. I was like, I'm gonna have Greg on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would have done this 2 weeks ago, but
yeah, better safe than sorry. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I had a quarantine, and I got nothing. I took like 2-3 and everything was
yeah, it happens, you know. And the cat's here. Rare cat sighting. Yeah, no, I appreciate it because sometimes with all this going on, some people cancel last minute. Like I was going to get you in on March, and my buddy Bobby was supposed to do it tonight, but he had something going on, not COVID, but he was like, I can't make it.
Yeah. So
last night I hit you up. I was like, I wonder if Greg's around, man.
And you're lucky because I was going to go to bed at like 8.
Yeah.
And then I didn't.
8's early.
Yeah, I mean, I had a late night the night before. It was a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you went.
I had a little bit too much Pinot.
Pinot, eh?
Yeah, I'm the Pinot Papi.
Yeah, all right. Pinot Papi. We need that. We need that energy.
Yeah, it's a self-given nickname, but I'm hoping it's going to catch on. I think that this is going to be the catalyst, which I need to make that. Yeah,
people be like, "Weren't you on? Thanks for sharing the Pinot Papi."
Yeah, weren't you the?
Fucking people show up to American Standard shows with signs like "Marry me, Pinot Papi." Yeah.
Well, apparently, my birthday is in March, and apparently, someone's making me.
This cat does not like this sign, dude.
And is this a good time to tell you that I'm allergic to cats? No.
Are you allergic to cats?
Only if they scratch or bite me.
Yeah. Well, keep your hands away from that cat. Hey, man, get out of here. This isn't animal abuse. He's just allergic to cats, man.
Great start.
Yeah, great start, man. The cat's really fucking came here to fucking assert its dominance.
No, I'm getting a shirt that says the Pinot Papi on it.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a shirt custom made.
Well, I'm tired of telling people. Now you can just look and be like, oh, I get it.
Exactly.
I know what it is.
I had a hoodie made that I rarely wear because it's just so obscene, but it says I fuck. And I just never wear it.
Did you make it yourself or was it a gift?
I got it made myself. I was like, you know, it's a real baller if I have a hoodie that says I fuck.
Just in case people didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was at a point in my life where I was getting no sex, but I was just like,
it's ironic.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You just tell people like,
it's a vibe. It's a state of mind.
Yeah. It's a state of mind. Like I might not be getting anyone, but please believe that I fuck.
Yeah. Like when I wake up in my twin bed, I'm just like, I fuck.
It doesn't say I fuck well, dude. It just says I fuck.
It's about me, not us.
Yeah. You know? Then I had another hoodie that just said jammed because we use the phrase jam it and being jammed a lot.
Oh, I thought it was like a Parks and Recs thing.
No.
No.
You got jammed?
Yeah.
Jeremy Jam?
Yeah.
Big Parks and Rec guy.
Oh,
huge. I like it better than The Office.
I don't even think it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah. Are you an Office guy, though?
No.
No?
I've seen it.
I thoroughly enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. It's like probably up there in shows that I really love.
I can sit and watch it, But like, I'm never gonna sit down and be like, it's time for The Office.
Yeah, but
like,
Parks and Rec and New Girl I placed way higher, which has been a very popular topic on this podcast.
Well, lucky for you, I've seen it like 5 times all the way through.
What, Parks and Rec or New Girl?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
I watch New Girl every night before I go to bed.
Do you?
Jake Johnson sings me to sleep.
That was pretty much like on repeat. We, in my house, we watch 4 shows just over and over and over again. We never branch out.
Yeah.
Law and Order, SVU.
Great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Special victims.
Yeah, yeah. Their crimes are especially heinous.
Yeah.
And then New Girl, Parks and Rec, and that's it. I said 4, but I lied. It's it's just 3.
Those 3.
It's just 3.
Dude, he actually opened up for me. He's a rapper from here. He opened up for me on my comedy special. His name's 310.
Mm-hmm.
Very large black man. He was on an episode of Law and Order SVU.
Really?
Yeah, the episode's called Fat, and he was the accused rapist.
What happens in it?
I really don't know. I watched it.
I've seen every episode, but there's also 22 seasons with like 20 episodes each season. So I guarantee I've seen the episode.
You've definitely seen it.
I
forget what happens. Like the dude's sister gets raped and they accuse him, and then it's like he's like, it wasn't me. This cat's really,
I know exactly what episode you're talking about because they do it in a park, and the dude does it as revenge for his sister, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm very aware.
So I'm not trying to say that my comedy special has celebrities in it, but
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not lying.
Everyone got their start in Law and Order, which is true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm jazzed. Stabler's coming back.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
Is he the guy that did that show Happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
I watched that show Happy, and I was like, this shit's great. Then they're like, we're not doing this anymore.
I didn't even know it was a thing until they're like, it's canceled. Yeah. I'm like, what's canceled? They're like, hey, the show he's been on for like 5 years. And I'm like, oh.
I think it was only 2. It was only 2 seasons.
Is it? I don't know, man.
Yeah. You're missing out, man. Netflix has some jet. But I get you, because I get in the same routine that you do where I watch the same shows all the time. And I'm like, I can't,
Well,
you can breathe easy now.
I think there's too much.
Yeah.
Like, we have like Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu. Like, there's too many options. It's like option paralysis.
I know. I conquered like the whole everything to watch the first lockdown.
Oh yeah, prison. Yeah.
Yeah, because we were just like sitting there, and like I'm a bartender, so I was definitely out of work, and I was just like, all right. And I live with my folks, and we were just like, all right, you're in charge. They were like, you're in charge of what we're watching. So we started with the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's actually funny you say that, because like 2 weekends ago, I went to my friend, and I was like, we should watch all of them in order, because I haven't seen any of them. And we started, and I got a half hour in, and I was like, yeah, this shit's for the birds, man. And I was like, let's put on SVU.
Yeah, put on SVU.
I got maybe 20 minutes into the very first one, and I was like, I can't do 20 more of these.
It's worth the ride. I mean, if you break it down, it depends on your mindset.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like, I did see Black Panther.
Right.
Black Panther was tight.
All right.
I really like that.
Because it's February, you watched it, or?
I mean, will that get the views up? Or like,
yeah, absolutely. People will be like, man, he's really Black History.
I'm an ally. I'm an ally.
Yeah. We're all allies here, dude.
No, I think I watched that, and like I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, and I like hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were pretty good. I like Chris Pratt a lot. Parks and Rec, it all full circle.
Well, all right, well, put 30 pounds back on, and maybe I'll enjoy it.
He's one of those dudes who got fat on purpose for that role, for Parks and Rec.
Did he really?
I read something where he's like, I put on weight just to like,
just to be funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
like Mac and Always Sunny.
Yeah.
That dude got super fat and super shredded.
Super shredded. Yeah. He looks ridiculous.
Also an underrated show. It's not on my like binge watch, but I think it's like
what?
Always Sunny.
Always Sunny?
Yeah.
Always Sunny always makes it back into the rotation, but...
Yeah, it makes it back. That and Curb. I can do Curb a lot.
I need to watch Curb. There's shows that I need to watch. I've never seen The Wire, which my other band, Pete, the guitar player, will literally pay me to... He's like, I will give you money to sit down and watch The Wire. He is just like the biggest Wire fan. He thinks it's the greatest show ever made, and he's disgusted that none of us have watched it.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Well, you've listened to a couple episodes of this. I can assure you that it has been bought up. But the way we title our episode names, It's like The Wire because there's a quote from the episode that starts every episode.
What is it? Of The Wire?
Yeah, of The Wire. Like every episode will start with a quote. It will be a black screen after the theme song, and it's a quote.
Oh, it's a different quote?
Every week, yeah.
Okay.
And then it's just, then later on you're watching the episode, then they'll say the quote, and you're like, holy fuck.
And then someone gets shot.
Yeah, and then someone gets shot.
Yeah. And then I want to watch The Sopranos. I haven't watched The Sopranos.
Oh, also another good one. Some classics you're missing out on.
Well,
man.
I mean,
I redid both of them over the quarantine.
Well, Greg and Sue, back when the show was going on, we didn't have HBO.
Yeah, we weren't living that.
Yeah,
you weren't Pinot Papi yet,
Yeah,
man.
no. I mean, my parents had a hot box in their room, but I was stuck with basic cable. All I did was watch Comedy Central.
Yeah,
And just watch stand up. Like that's all I ever did growing up.
What I did in my younger years too. I watched a lot, and then I wonder what happened to a lot of them.
I remember
They went downhill. Comedy Central.
Comedy Central doesn't even exist anymore.
Because you're a comedy fan, I'm a comedy fan. I do fucking comedy, and every time I listen to a podcast, they're like, "You want your special to die?
Go to Comedy Central."
That's what the great Giannis Pappas.
Yeah.
History Hyenas. I'll
Yeah.
miss the podcast.
Yeah.
Baby gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's what he always
Chrissy
says.
D, I just got tickets. Seen him in Red Bank
Oh, okay.
in March.
I just saw him in Royersford.
Oh, you were. Oh, I just saw he did like a little vlog.
I
about
went to
that.
the one before that. He did one before that. But
Okay.
he was there twice.
What was it like? Just outside with heat lamps?
Yeah.
Was it just like
It's like in
freezing?
a tent,
Was it
yeah.
just fucking freezing cold?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, we went and we were like all the way in the back. We weren't under the tent, and I was just like sitting in a beach chair in the cold. Saw Giannis there too, but that was like the middle of the summer, like when
Okay.
things started opening back up.
Yeah, they keep talking about that one guy. I don't remember his name.
Soulja?
Yeah.
I've done open mics there. Good dude. I thought he hated me. I don't know. He might.
He might.
He might hate
He
me,
might.
dude. I don't know.
You go because you don't sell tickets. You need to
Yeah,
sell
I don't
tickets.
sell enough tickets, dude. And well, this is what it was. He posted a picture of Mike Missinelli on Instagram, and I'm a big 97.5 sports guy.
Yeah.
And a couple years ago, they were talking about comedy on 97.5 when they were still doing Fantasy Fest.
Mm-hmm.
And I called up, and it's right when my album Dash Special came out. And I was like, hey, I do comedy. I have a joke about 97.5 on there. Just Philadelphia sports fans, how they call up outrageously.
I feel like maybe like recently you posted like a clip or you shouted him out on like your Instagram or something like that.
Recently, Anthony Gargano, who's like the
Yeah.
late morning guy.
Oh yeah.
I messaged him on Instagram and I was like, he won't see this, but he doesn't have like 1 million followers, you know what I mean? But I was like, but he gives shout outs all the time. And I was like, hey.
What a job to have like an Instagram being like a sports Philly guy. Every morning you just wake up with like 15 suck a dicks, like 15 like go kill yourself. Like you know what I mean? Like he probably just wakes up to
15 suck a dicks, 72 trade Ben Simmons. And I'm like, all right, give it up, man.
Yeah, like every day he probably just wakes up and just like, oh man, everybody's just like, you fucking suck. You're like, you're fucking hack. Like, all right, man.
Yeah. But I just hit him up and I was like, I have a comedy special. I did a joke about 97.5 and Negadelphia fans. And he was like, oh, that's great. And he started talking to me for like 10 minutes.
Oh,
and I was like, you're in the middle of doing a radio show. You're the nicest dude ever.
Yeah, but he's probably like, wow, someone's talking to me like like someone's being nice to me.
Yeah, someone's not telling me to suck a dick and trade Ben Simmons.
Yeah, put on Deuce Staley. No. Who did he do what former Eagle? And it was him and somebody else. They had,
Westbrook does 97.5, I think.
Yeah, or like Ike
Reese?
Yeah,
that was on the old station.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think.
Yeah, I mean that was all was ever on my dad's car. It was just WIP and shit. Like,
yeah, I'm a fanatic guy. I don't do
Are you?
WIP. Yeah, I do 97.5.
I was just like, how do you? They just talk about one guy. It was just like, we're going to talk about Eric Lindros for 4 hours.
Yep.
And he was just like, Lindros, am I right? And
Yeah.
I'm like 9. I'm like, yeah, man, cool.
Yeah, what more can you say about
Yeah.
the guy? Jesus.
I'm like, I'm trying to listen to Linkin Park over here, man.
Fucking, I hate you, Dad. Let me listen to Linkin Park.
yeah, thinking I'm cool with my bowl cut.
Yeah, but the whole thing was so years ago they do this Fantasy Fest thing where it's like, I don't know, it's just like a day to do something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And 97.5 throws the event, and I called up. This was like 2 years ago when the world was still open, and it wasn't like Missinelli's show, but I fucking always joke every time I see something about 97.5. They were like, oh, you get Fantasy Fest tickets? That's awesome. You did a joke about us on a fucking Amazon Prime special, and I was like, thanks, man. And they just never sent them to my email. And I remember talking to the dude after, and he was like, "What's your email?" And I was like, "It's jokesbyjoe@gmail.com, which if anybody wants to email me, I'm lonely, feel free." And he was like, "Wait, are you a comedian?" I was like, "Were you not listening to me on the air at all?" And he was like, "Oh, man, I'm just the producer on this shit. I don't give a fuck."
Yeah.
And so I never got the tickets. So the dude Soul Joel posted a picture of Mike Missinelli, and I was like, "They still owe me Fantasy Fest tickets." And he replied to me, and he's like, "You think this is the place to do that?" And I was like, "All right, man, I was just joking."
Well,
shit. Then he deleted my comment. I was like, "It was a joke. I don't know. Was that
You're-
even a
you're-
bad joke?"
No, I mean, maybe he didn't get the joke. Maybe he didn't realize that you were joking and thought you had like a personal beef with him.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm thinking. Like, I mean, but you're a comedian. Like, you're
Yeah.
a comedy club. Like,
I know.
these are jokes, man.
I might go see Tim Dillon up there. I should go up to him and be like, which I probably won't because it's this weekend and I just made no decision to do it yet. So I'm like,
I mean, I feel like you just made the decision.
I could, but you know,
I would love to see Tim Dillon.
I would love to see Tim Dillon too.
I mean,
I haven't seen many comedians live. I don't know if you have.
this is going to be my first comedy show.
Oh, nice.
I mean, like, other than like, hey, back in high school, we're going to have a coffee shop and like a coffee shop show and
where we met. At
yeah,
a coffee
yeah,
shop
yeah,
show.
yeah. But like back in like high school, where it's like 16-year-old kids and you walk up and do like awkward knock jokes to complete silence, and then like that's the comedy I saw growing up. But
Exactly.
this is my first professional comedy show.
Yeah,
from my
I've only
birthday.
been to a handful, which is like it was always something I loved, and I was like, I should just start going. Especially when I started doing it, I was like, I should just go. I'm a big believer, like if you watch anything like professionals do, like you're gonna get tips better. I don't know.
Yeah, but do you think? I mean, like, I know I can see it going both ways.
Yeah.
Because like if you're a comedian and you're doing like open mics, or you're touring, or you're doing whatever, like, do you really want to spend your time going to watch other people be funny, or like at least like think that like maybe like you're gonna accidentally like steal a premise or something like that? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I get into that mindset too, and it is kind of like annoying because there's like professionals out there. Like when Jim Jeffries' new special came out, he did a bit about Italian people.
mm-hmm.
And literally, I was like at the same time working on a similar bit, but it's like Jim Jeffries.
Yeah, he
got
didn't
a
steal it. I don't think he stole it from
Oh
you.
no, I wasn't even saying he stole it, but I'm just like, that sucks. I can't use it anymore.
Send him a message on Instagram and be like, hey, like, we have a similar premise. Like, did I write mine before yours? Like, I think you should stop telling that joke.
Do you not recognize the greatness in
Yeah.
the suburbs of Philadelphia that's
like,
going on at
hey.
open mics right now?
Hey, man, do you have Amazon?
Yeah, do you have
'Cause
Amazon?
I'm kind of a big deal over there.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, you have specials on there, and they're probably doing way better than mine, but we're colleagues in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, technically.
It's a funny thing to think about that. Like, I am nobody in the comedy scene, and it's like, well, we're colleagues on Amazon,
Yeah, it's true.
you know?
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's like me saying, like, hey, Metallica, like, we're both on Spotify, man.
Yeah, we're both on Spotify, man. What's up, Metallica?
Yeah. I mean,
Huge Saint Anger
yeah.
fan.
How are your numbers this quarter? You get a lot of plays?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just broke 1,000.
Yeah, we're shitting on you.
Wait, yeah,
Which we need to bump American Standard numbers up, dude.
I don't get how none of our songs have ever broken 1,000. I was just like, one of them's got to.
It's
Not nothing.
You know what? I don't know because I seen local people like who I never even heard of their project. I just know of their project because I know them some sort of way, and I'm like, let's see how they're doing, and they're at like 1 million streams. I'm like, really?
How'd
you do that, dude? Bots. Is that one?
Yeah.
We should get bots.
You're not wrong, though.
Yeah.
It's not wrong.
We can bump the numbers up. We'll get some bots.
Yeah, I mean, I think I started the band for like fun.
Yeah.
So like I was living in North Carolina when I was I just got done working for Sony Records. I was a songwriter for Sony.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
See? I
Yeah.
didn't know this.
You see, this is what we're bonding.
You
We're
write
getting to know
any
each
cool
other.
songs for anybody?
So
You ever hear Taylor Swift's record? I wrote that shit.
So no, but well, technically. So I was working at a studio. I was a guitar teacher, and then my roommate was the lead engineer. And these people came in, and they did a session. And whenever he had a session, if I didn't have a student, I was in there with them because like I played guitar and drums and bass and all that. So if they wanted to, this would be really cool with a guitar line over it. All right, I can do that in 3 seconds. So
Yeah.
I was cool to have in the room kind of thing. But they were signed to Sony, and they were like, hey, we like you guys should come work for us. So we signed like a 1-year contract, and basically we specifically worked with this one like Latin hip hop group. We wrote for the year, I probably wrote fucking 250 songs.
Latin hip hop songs?
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
It seems like right up your alley.
Well, I mean, it was just normal pop. They just sung Spanish over it.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing crazy.
Did you get good at Spanish doing that? I was like, hey man.
I didn't write it. I didn't write it. Which is why none of the songs got done, because we would write the music and then they wanted to write the lyrics.
Okay.
But they never did.
Right.
So a lot of the songs.
Did they want to do the melodies too, or were you like, we got the melody for you already? You just need lyrics. We would write as much as we could. Okay. So if we wrote a chorus and we came up with like a melody, we would do like the melody in some sort of instrument and be like, hey, you like that? Like maybe you should base the vocals around that, like hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But they were like, we're artists. We're not going to have everything written for us like everybody else. And I'm like, yeah, but that's how songs get finished. Yeah, but everyone else does.
Yeah, but everybody else does, and they're doing all right. Yeah. But
that's what I think's funny, because I grew up doing music. I went to college for a year before I dropped out to smoke a lot of crack. But
tight.
Yeah, tight. But I went to school for it, and I don't think people like realize like every like popular artist. Yeah. Other than like some rappers, but even them.
Yeah, I mean,
like someone writes that shit for them.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, if you look at a single, if you like look up like a Beyonce single, there's 25 people on it. Because if you make one suggestion and they do it, then that's a credit. Yeah. Yeah, like if you're like, hey, you should change that to this. All right, boom, you now have a writing credit because you contributed to it. So there's 25 people on one song.
And it's always people you would never expect. Like Mark's uncle.
Yeah.
Mark, your uncle was what? Randy Canner. He wrote "Living La Vida Loca." Is that correct?
No shit.
He wrote and arranged the music. I don't think he did the lyrics and all that. I mean, maybe Desmond Child was with him on that. I forget. But
yeah, but it's just like a random thing because Mark's one of my best friends, and he's like, "Yeah, my uncle like helped write that song, and that was like the biggest song in the world for a little bit."
That's amazing. That's incredible.
So they always pick some random white dude to write Spanish love songs.
Well, great band, by the way.
Great band.
Great band, by the way.
We're just plugging it.
Shout out to Spanish love songs.
Yeah.
No, but we did this, and I probably wrote 5 songs a week every week for a year. Like I wrote like probably 200 songs. They only used maybe 3 of them. One song went to the radio and was nominated for a Latin Grammy.
Hey, man.
My name is nowhere on it.
That's a sin.
So
that's the biggest travesty.
My parents didn't believe me when I told them. I was like, like we did this thing, and like it's going to be like nominated for a Grammy. Like it didn't win. Yeah. But I'm like, hey, like that's cool, and they're just like, that's nice, Greggy.
Yeah, sure, Greggy.
That's nice, Greggy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right in Spanish.
But our
songs.
Our boss, he was the guy who founded Leonard Skinner.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Great band.
Yeah, he saw him at a fair, and his boss was like, "This Southern rock shit, it's for the birds, man. It's never going to take off." And he was like, "Well, I want to sign him anyway." And he like took a gamble, and they became the biggest fucking thing in the world.
So. Right. Hey, man. Simple Man gets me here a little bit every time, man.
Yeah, I know. I love Shinedown.
Yeah, I love Shinedown.
Shout out Shinedown.
Didn't the Deftones do it too?
I don't know.
I think they did. I think they did.
That's interesting.
Are you a Deftones guy?
No.
They're the one band I don't get that people are like really apeshit about.
There's a few.
And it's not that I'm not into them. I don't think I ever heard them to be like, oh, shit.
I really don't think that I ever like gave them a chance. Like, yeah, like what, Change in the House of Fly. Like I've heard that song. I'm like, that song's cool, but it doesn't make me want to go and listen to the rest of their catalog. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of bands that I should probably be listening to that I just don't listen to.
Yeah, I stay pretty stubborn with music, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening.
The high school years and like maybe like 6th through the high school years, it has stayed like relatively the same.
Yeah, like if your music doesn't make me feel sad, like I don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Like I've been listening to nothing but Phoebe Bridgers and like Spanish love songs.
There you go.
Yeah, and like
just getting real emotional about it.
Yeah, exactly. Julian Baker.
Yeah, so you're not a fucking, what's his name? I'm thinking of the guy from New Girl, is Jack Johnson, the singer, right?
Nah, and I hate bad pancakes.
Yeah.
I hate bananas.
I will give him credit, though. He's never written a sad song. All his songs are happy. Yeah.
Is that the guy that drowned himself?
No, he's
That's-
still alive, I
Is the
think.
guy that just like jumped into a lake and swam out and died?
Jeff Buckley
Yeah, that
did that,
Yeah.
and then Elliott Smith did that too, I think. Well, Elliott Smith got stabbed. There was another. Who's the other guy?
But after he got stabbed, he was like, I can't go on like this. And he just jumped in a river.
There's another guy in that vein who did something pretty similar. I think he drowned.
That's crazy that multiple people were like, you know what, I've had it enough. We do need a fact checker here. I feel like it's better if on this podcast we just speak in absolute statements and people are like,
Yeah.
these guys really know.
Yeah, it's about confidence. If you say it confident enough, they'll just believe you.
That's what I've learned.
Yeah,
in life,
pretty much.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, I work in serving people food. I say most things with confidence. People are like, is this on there? And I'm like, mm-hmm. Worked at Applebee's for 8 years. I couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a rough grind.
It's not a rough grind. That's one of my favorite restaurants.
I know. Hey, people are very hit or miss. It's either people love it or they love to openly talk shit. Like I fucking eat there all the time. They're like, I hate Applebee's.
I am obsessed with chain restaurants.
Yeah, they do.
I'm obsessed.
Listen, they do the job. There's reasons. There's millions of them across the country.
Like that's what I do. Like if I'm like, I'm gonna go out, like have a little night. Like I'm hitting the bees.
Yeah.
I'm hitting the bees.
What's your tier list? Top 3 chain restaurants.
Number 1, Chili's.
Chili's?
Yeah,
I like
gotta go
Chili's.
See, but what do we consider chain restaurants? Because like you could say fast food chain restaurant.
No, not fast food. Like you
talking
go
about,
and
like-
sit down and eat, even though you can do that at a fast
I mean,
food
you can
place.
you can
Yeah.
still do that at a Taco Bell.
Yeah, you can still do that. At a fucking classy establishment, Taco Bell.
Snap your fingers at the cashier, have
Yeah,
him
be
come
like-
over and take your order.
Hey, more
Garçon.
fucking Baja.
Yeah.
More
Garçon.
Baja Blast. They're
Yeah.
like, the fountain's right
Yeah.
there.
You have to taste better if you get it for me.
Yeah.
Chili's number 1.
Chili's.
I gotta go Applebee's, and then
That's very similar right there.
similar
But different.
but different.
Yeah.
Different. The rice at Chili's hits different.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm very
they-
particular.
They put a little extra cumin in there.
Yeah, just a little touch of class.
A little fucking.
Yeah, just a little touch of class. Third, I gotta say, I've really been liking Miller's Ale House
Okay,
recently.
I can do Miller's.
They got these cheese curds.
All right. Cheese curds are becoming popular lately.
Yeah, I'm about it. I'm
Up
here,
north.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. I'm for it.
I'm here for it.
Well, you put Fridays in the dog shit column of.
I couldn't even tell you the last time I went to a Friday. Where is
They-
there even a Fridays at?
They fuck my order up every time, dude. One of my best friends, Butler, fucking used to work there for a long time, and I told him before there I've went there 3 times, dude, and I usually get the same thing. They have a shrimp and chicken Cajun Alfredo, but there's
Okay.
peppers and onions in it, and I'm a picky eater. I eat like no vegetables, so I'm like, hey, I want it without peppers and onions, no problem. I went there one time, dude brings it out, and he knew I worked next door at the Applebee's, which is weird, and he was like,
So like a turf war going on?
yeah,
Like,
but no, farthest thing
you,
from
like,
it.
you like spit in your food and like
Yeah,
Fridays.
If someone ever took working in a franchise restaurant, like chain, that serious, they were like, hey, we're beefing because you're Fridays,
Yeah.
I'm Applebee's.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm quitting tomorrow. If it's that heavy. But
You're-
it came
you're
out with
taking this shit
peppers
too
and onions,
seriously.
and I was like, can I get like another one? And he came back out like 10 minutes later. He's like, and he knew I was like a server, and he was like, I just had the cook pick them out, which I don't care. That was the outcome.
Don't tell
But
me.
don't tell me.
Don't
Yeah.
tell me.
Don't tell me.
Who does that?
Went there again, same thing happened, same dish. And I knew the girl that was bartending there, and she was like, oh, did you want like a new one? Like said it like I was going to pick around it. I was like, yeah, I want a fucking new one.
She like gave you like
Then the third time
Like,
I went there, I got like a chicken sandwich, and I said, hey, I like everything on it, just no avocado, please.
and then all they gave you was a plate of avocado.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was like, Jesus.
There, I refuse to send food back. I refuse.
Yeah.
Well, there's only so
I think there's a big phobia about it.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if you have that, but like I've been waiting tables for like 10 years, and I never seen somebody do anything to it. But I'm not saying that it doesn't happen.
I won't say it's a phobia, but I'm not going to risk it, man.
Yeah,
I'm not risking it. I mean,
I can respect that.
I hate
dude.
tomatoes. So that's really the only thing I ever ask to like not get. I get like chicken sandwiches wherever I go. So I just get a chicken sandwich and no tomato, and even if they give it to me, I'll pick it off. I mean, like, I'm not like allergic. I just don't like them. So I'll pick it off and eat it, and when they come and they say, "How is everything? How did it come out?" I say, "Great."
Yeah.
I say, "Great."
Good
But-
for you, man. We need more people like you.
But I put the tomato out in the open so they can see that I took it off.
Yeah.
And then hopefully it jogs to memory like, "Oh, you asked for no tomatoes." And then we share a look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Me personally, most things I wouldn't mind if it was like I take it off, whatever. But a tomato just gets into the bun.
It does.
And I'm just like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I had a dude send the burger back. Not that he was like, oh, I said no onions. Like raw onions.
That's my favorite thing
Yeah.
in the world.
But also, that's like one thing, like, and I'm a picky eater. I would just throw the onion off the fucking burger because I'm like, nothing has dripped onto this.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Pickles
like,
and tomatoes, though, I'll be fucking very
it's
annoyed.
the juice. It's the juice. It's the juice from the tomato that fucking soaks into the bun.
And pickles do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I think pickles are horrendous.
I also think that... I don't think they're horrendous. I mean, I'll eat them. Most of the time I take them off. Sometimes I'll just eat it. But, like, my sister is obsessed with pickles.
A lot
Like,
of people are.
When she had her first kid, she would just sit on the couch and just house jars of pickles. And I'm like, you're horrendous. Like, you're disgusting.
Everyone I know that had a kid just eats, and they're like pregnancy cravings. I'm like, you're just eating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just like peanut butter and jelly pregnancy cravings. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude.
It's like, no, you're just...
I'm like, when you're dipping a pickle into fucking mint chocolate chip ice cream, then I'll be like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
But some people, man.
Yeah, she would just house pickles and like Big Macs and shit.
Ooh, pickles are just too gross for me. Especially now that I bartend, dude. If someone like comes into an Applebee's and they're like, "Can I get a pickleback shots?" I'm like, "Are you fucking serious right now?"
I refuse to get lemon in my water. Like
You're one of those.
Yeah, because I just feel like these just gross ass lemons have been just sitting on the counter,
Yeah.
probably just being touched over and over again by people, and then you're gonna just drop one in my water.
All I can say is that I personally hand cut my lemons every morning.
Personally,
Yeah.
Do you do it at home?
Well, I'm the bartender, so I have to prep lemons, and it's fucking.
There's just something about I don't know. I just don't trust it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that
I get
weird?
it. Some people are like that. It's not weird to me.
I feel like you're
'cause-
judging me.
No, it's not weird to me because I deal with people who are just like absolutely no lemon every day. They're like, I don't know, you're kicking them around back there. I'm like, you think I'm playing hacky sack with this fucking lemon?
Maybe.
It does sound like I'm
Maybe,
judging
maybe.
you. I don't mean to. You know what I mean? You're entitled to your
There's
opinion.
an odd hush has fallen over the room. Like I feel like
I'm
the
not-
vibe's different, man.
Yeah, I think it's just because he's eating and he's just fucking getting silent.
Yeah, I can hear him. I can.
Eat far away.
Yeah, Mark's setting the vibes off, man.
Yeah. I just hear him panting in the background.
Don't disrespect the Pinot Papi like that,
Yeah.
dude. He's just trying
Yeah, Pinot Papi. I'm also known as Sauce Daddy.
to. Yeah.
Also known as Parmesan Papi, because I make a lot of chicken parms.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite food, chicken parm? You mentioned it twice now.
Well, you brought meatball parm,
Yeah.
so I didn't bring it up. But
Well-
it's top three.
Yeah,
It's top three,
yeah,
definitely.
good, dude.
Yeah.
I'll have to get you in touch with Santini's, man.
Yeah, a nice chicken parm
Yeah.
sandwich.
Well, I'm not a big
Something-
sauce guy, which is
Really?
I'm half Italian. It like brings great dishonor to my family, and they're just like, I don't get it.
See,
If my mom makes it, I'm cool with it.
The fact that you don't call it gravy is just
I don't.
disgraceful.
It's not. It's sauce.
Yeah.
Listen, my mom's off the boat, which is a whole like thing because I tell people all the time. They're like, "Oh, so your mom's from Italy?" I'm like, "Well, her parents are. She's from Argentina. They moved there. There was this thing called World War II, and smart people are like, gotcha.
Got it.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Not that anything weird was going on. My grandpa was a medic. They threw him in a concentration camp too, and they were just
Jesus
like, yeah. Which he claimed he didn't really speak English that well, but when we were a kid, he's like, I saved all of Albania, and I was like,
Just a lot of people, man.
yeah, he's like, I saved them all, and I was like, okay.
every single one.
I was like, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and who knows if the story's true? It could be.
Wasn't even there.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
No, in 15 years you find out he wasn't even there.
Yeah, but dude, I can't when people say gravy. Yet again, people are entitled to their opinion.
I mean,
I'm guessing that you're a gravy guy by the disgust you threw
I'm
my
not.
way.
I'm not even Italian at all.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
But this was my thing, and we were talking about the Jim Jeffries was making fun of Italians thing, which half my joke leading up to it was like, I know I work with like people, and I just know people who are like, real Italians do this, real Italians do that, which is annoying.
That's so corny.
Listen, both my parents are off the boat, and nothing annoys me more when people are either like real Irish or real Italian, because that's where my parents are from, and I'm like, go fuck yourself, dude. You know what I mean?
They're actually from there, and they don't do any of that.
Yeah.
Man.
I was like, you know what Irish people do on St. Patty's Day? Nothing.
Nothing.
They go to church.
It's a Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not doing anything.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. Dude.
Yeah, they're not doing anything.
They're not going on the Shamrock Shuttle in Mayfair, dude.
I did that one year.
Yeah.
It didn't end well.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah, it didn't end well.
I did it one year. I drove down there. I wasn't even on the shuttle, but I did a bunch of mollies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fun
I used
time.
to do a bunch of things like that, and then he gave me kidney stones, and I was like,
Yeah.
you should stop.
You got to stay away from kidney stones. Man.
Yeah.
They're not
I was
good.
19.
19?
Yeah.
You were cut down in your prime.
Yeah, I was.
What should say a lot of us were. I got sober at 24. I was shipped off to rehab for the third time by 24. So my first try was like 22.
My parents wanted to, and my mom convinced them not to, and then I went cold turkey and just like sweated it out for like 2 weeks in my bed.
Rehab,
I would just
rehab can be dramatic, especially at a young age.
yeah. I mean, I was a senior in high school, so I was barely
18.
barely 18.
Without fail, every time I'm in rehab, there's a fucking kid that gets his mom sends him in there for weed.
It's like, cool. What are you in for?
Yeah,
like
that's like going to upstate prison for
Yeah.
not paying a parking ticket,
Yeah.
and they're like, "You're here now."
yeah. It's like, who's your roommate? Oh, he kidnapped 2 guys for some crack. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. What'd you get caught with? A joint?
Yeah,
my mom found a dime bag. In
Yeah,
my
my mom
sock
found my
drawer.
tinny in the laundry room.
Yeah, she found a Gatorade bottle with a hole burned out of it.
Exactly. But fucking so the real Italian, real Irish thing just annoys me to no end, just because my parents are from there. So I fucking always get into conversation. And this was Jim Jeffries' joke, which was a little bit different, but he would like talk about how they just don't pronounce like the ending letter. And his delivery was completely different. But I remember I was at work, and the one lady I was working with, she was like, "You need fresh mozzarella on there," and I was like, "Listen, I need you to say the A before I have a full blown panic attack. What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Like, it bothered me when and it shouldn't, because they're right. Like, I'm definitely wrong. It's like when people are having a conversation and they say something like, "Oh yeah, like we're gonna go have like quesadillas." And they go, "Oh yeah, man, like we're gonna go over here and like get the Diaz." Like, and they say it like in like the actual, and I'm like, "Why do you say it like that?" And they're like, "No, that's the right. That's how you're supposed to say it."
Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
here,
and I'm like,
yeah.
whatever, dude. Like, we're in fucking Burlington.
I respect
like,
I respect people more who pronounce it Dilla.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I
that's
respect
what I
you
say.
more for just being super American about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
dude.
Like, we're gonna go to Taco Bell and get a steak Dilla. I'm like, yeah.
But my ultimate thing was where I led with the joke was when I was like, any real Italians in here? Which there's always one paisan who's like, yeah, fucking me. I'm like, sauce or gravy? They're like, fucking gravy, cause. And I'm like, well, you're wrong. That's the good news. It's sauce. And guess what? Technically, I'm wrong too. Because you know what they call it in Italy? I don't fucking know, because they don't speak English, dude. And then people are like, I never really thought about that.
They got their own word for it, man. Mm-hmm. That's funny. Fucking gravy, cuz. Yeah. That's pretty much the response you're going to get.
Gravy goes on turkey, man, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that kind of gravy does.
The gravy people with sauce don't even believe in their own thing, because when you call them on it, they're like, well, without meat, it's sauce, and with the meat, it's gravy. And I'm like, you don't even believe in yourself.
No one's going to be confused if I say, hey, give me a jar of marinara sauce. Like, no, they're not going to come back with the wrong thing. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, what do you...
Gravy, you can get anything.
Yeah. Like, like, Mom, go give me a can of gravy. And she comes back with brown gravy. Like, what are you dumb? Like, what are you dumb? Yeah, what are you stupid dumb idiot? Like,
you fucking stupid? I gotta go wash my wife beater now.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Like, what are you talking about?
Some people, the nerve of fucking some people, dude. Yeah, but the not pronouncing the A on Italian words is just like, I'm like, please, just say it.
So like I'm Irish and Polish.
Yeah.
So my dad's side of the family, they're super like 2 of my cousins have like fucking the Polish bird on tattooed on them or something, some weird shit like that. I was like, oh cool, like you like what do you like in Gryffindor or something like that? Like a big bird? And they're like, nah, man, it's the Polish bird. And I'm like, oh, cool.
I can't. Yeah, you fucking Hufflepuff. What are you doing?
Yeah. I was like, cool, Gryffindor, man.
Yeah, I got clovers tattooed on me just because I got my mom and dad's name tattooed on me, and I got hydrangeas from my mom because that's her favorite flower. And like, you know, my dad, I was like, well, he's Irish, fuck it.
Yeah, well, but
it's like I didn't get meatballs from my mom and clovers from my dad, and it's like, well, she's Italian.
No, and like I hated going to like family parties. Like I would rather do nothing. The fact that I'm here right now is a testament to how much I care about you.
I appreciate
because
that. I'm the same way.
I would always rather be not doing the thing that I'm doing. I would always rather be home.
Yeah,
just hanging out. But like we'd go there and like, oh, like what are we having? Like, we're having kibasi. What do you think we're having? Like every family function, it's just 7 crock pots filled with fucking kibasi.
4th of July, can't we get some cheeseburgers?
Yeah,
grilling?
Well, we got a hot dog. Like, no, that's kibasi. It's still kibasi.
Yeah,
like, it's the same thing.
No. You're getting this mistake. This is a fucking hot dog. I was like, all right, well, that tastes and looks like a kibasi.
Yeah. Why is it this thick?
So you've had kibasi recently, probably.
No. Well, now that I'm an adult, I just go, no thanks.
You're a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
You don't got to fucking do that shit anymore.
Yeah, like, it got to the point where, like, even, like, Christmas and, like, Thanksgiving, like, I bring my own food.
Yeah.
I bring a steak.
We don't do... Ever since my grandma died, like, we stopped caring less about holidays because my family's so small to begin with.
Yeah, so is mine. I mean, I got 2 sisters. They each got 2 kids, and then it's my parents, and then me. And, like, that's it. We don't see real... I mean, especially now, but we would really only see, like, 4 members outside of, like, my immediate family. So we're just like, man, what are we doing?
I don't even think I got, like, more than 4 members outside of my immediate family. Yeah, my mom had a brother, and my dad was an only child. So, and my Uncle Frank, he just never got married, had kids. So it's just
Frank.
So
it's just
me,
Uncle Frank.
Yeah, he's just Uncle Frank. He's the man. And it's just me and my 2 brothers. One brother's married. He has too many kids at this point now.
Too many?
He just had triplets. So So he has 5 kids under 5.
Wow. Yeah, my sister...
He's the only reason we went anywhere on Christmas because he was like, oh, you guys should come over.
Yeah, my sister wanted 1 kid and had twins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those are the only 2 she's got.
Well, it was like my brothers, like, I think they were like, all right, we'll have 1 more. I think it was one of those deals, and it was like 3 more now.
Oh, they had kids before the...
They have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old.
And then they have 5 kids?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
December 30th, I think they were born.
Rough.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Like, that's just...
His life's over, and that's fine.
Yeah, like, having kids terrifies me.
Yeah,
like,
it's scary shit.
Yeah, it petrifies me. My friends are just like, we want to have another one. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You guys don't even like this one.
I'm not even anti-kid, and I like kids. I wouldn't mind having them, but like it's at a point like my brother had so many where I'm like, we're good.
Yeah.
The family lineage.
Yeah, when I was younger.
Because he has a son, a daughter, and the triplets are 2 boys and a girl. I'm like, they're good.
Yeah, that's enough.
Something's going to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, the family name will carry on.
Yeah, we'll carry on.
My sister had a kid when I was really young. I was in 4th grade. And then my other sister didn't have kids up until like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So my nephew's 18 at this point.
Yeah.
And
how old are you?
I'm 20. I'll be 30 in March.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
it was that weird uncle dynamic where it's like.
Yeah, and of course now he's 6'1".
Yeah.
And like I'm bald, and I'm like he's got to like come up to me and like hug me like thanks Uncle Greg for the Christmas present.
Yeah.
And I'm like no problem, man. Like,
thanks Uncle Greg. I'm gonna go dunk a basketball now.
Yeah.
It's like all right, asshole.
Yeah. I'm like yeah, man. Like you could probably beat me up.
Yeah. It's like well, you can't sing better than me, bitch.
I bought him a guitar last Christmas, and
he's already a pro.
He's already really good.
Yeah.
But
some people pick it up real quick too.
He's also like super smart. Like he's just one of those kids. Like he's smart. But
I'm a big quitter. If someone like me and my brother started skateboarding at the same time, I was like in 4th grade. He was in like 6th or 5th.
Yeah.
And he landed a trick, and I just could never ollie. So I was like, this is gay as fuck. I'm not doing this anymore.
I almost broke. I used to skateboard a lot. I'm awful. I'm so uncoordinated. Like I'm like the biggest disappointment to my dad. Like he wishes I was athletic so
I wish
bad.
I had another son.
I would fake injuries in soccer
Yeah.
I would headbutt the ball, and
Well,
then
so do the pros, so don't
Yeah.
feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, well, if anything, he should have kept me in it. But like, I would fall to the ground and like
Yeah.
roll around and wait until they like called me off, and then I would just immediately stop and get up and
They're
walk
like,
over.
Greg's dead, man.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm just rolling around, like looking at I'm like staring at them, like waiting for him to call me over.
Going to take me out?
Yeah, pretty
I just want
much.
to eat these orange slices.
Parents were so embarrassed, and I would
Yeah.
walk right over and orange slice.
So you're unathletic, which I'm unathletic.
So unathletic.
But are you a sports guy?
Yes and no. Like the only sport that I really ever followed is the Flyers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like I can sit and watch. The only sport I can't watch baseball.
Yeah, I
It's-
can. I love baseball.
It's just it's too slow.
Yeah.
It's too slow for me. Even football is kind of slow, but I mean, football things happen.
Oh,
I mean, you could go 2 hours into a baseball game and nothing.
Football's probably at the top of my list. Baseball and basketball are like tied for a second. I'm a big 4-for-4 guy.
Yeah.
I'll watch all four, but it's just finding the time to watch it. Because I
Yeah.
get into this thing like the Sixers are on tonight, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this, and I'm sure I could catch the end of the game. But I could just rewatch New Girl and watch
Yeah.
the highlights,
Yeah, that's what I
which is where I'm at with it.
pretty much. That's what I did with football. I mean, like my dad's side of the family is like super into sports, and like they're all from Philly, so like they all grew up playing softball and like, oh yeah. My dad always said like, oh yeah, I could have gone pro if I didn't hurt my big toe.
Yeah.
Like he literally said that for years.
I hear that in AA all the time.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I
They're
could've
like,
been-
I was one ACL away from going pro, and that's why I'm on these
Yeah,
Oxycontin
yeah.
trying to get sober. I'm like, okay, buddy.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. But I played like every sport and I was awful at every single one. I was 4'4" until I was like a freshman. So like everybody, I was the smallest kid in every sport.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like I'm not fast. I can't kick. I tripped when I would kick because I'm uncoordinated.
Right.
Once T-ball went to pitching, I was out. I'm
But
done.
you picked up drums and guitar somehow.
Yeah, because I wasn't good at anything. I
Yeah.
wasn't good at anything else.
I mean, drums might be the ultimate coordination.
I'm decent at drums. I can
Yeah.
get through songs.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
I can
s-
keep like a basic beat.
Yeah, like I can get through. I can
I'm
sit-
better with double bass because if both of my feet are moving, I'm just like, oh, this is so much easier.
Yeah, like I can sit behind a drum kit. I mean, I have an electronic kit at the house. I can get through songs. I could sit and play. I mean, I can't play like death metal and like, but I
Yeah.
could play like rock songs and stuff like that. But it was my mom's side of the family. She's got three brothers, and they all played guitar. So once I hit like 12, and I was like, all right, well, I got all this free time in my hands.
Yeah.
And I started listening to like my uncle got me into Green Day, and I was like, I want to do that. My uncle gave me a
This
guitar.
is the
and-
rite of passage. He's like, you're
Yeah,
fucking
he-
Green Day now.
yeah,
man.
he gave me a guitar, and that was it. I just started playing, and it helped because like that was when like the internet started kind of picking up with like music and like tabs, and then YouTube started and shit like that. And
Yeah.
it was just like, if I picked it up today, oh my god, I would never learn a chord.
Yeah, I haven't touched an instrument in a while.
Yeah,
Every once in a while, like if I'm at Mark's house, there will be a bass or a guitar lying around. I'll like fuck around with it for 2 seconds, and I'm like, I'm good. Or
Yeah,
my buddy
I mean-
Stress has a studio, Chop Shop Studio, shout out.
shout out.
Yeah, shout out. And I'll pick up like a bass there while he's like recording some legendary hardcore band, and I'm like, I know what I'm doing, guys. And they're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, well, I mean, you could probably fill in.
yeah, I can fill in, dude.
Yeah, you can fill in.
You know, no big deal.
Can you hit that low string? Yeah,
Definitely,
Then
dude.
you're in.
I can. Dum, dum, dum.
yeah, then you're in.
I feel like metal's the ultimate form of like show off music. Like you have to play an instrument first off to even like be into metal. I mean, there's people who are just into metal, which is weird, but I'm just like, I appreciate it for the fact that you're just showing off way too much.
Yeah, but that's like corny now.
Yeah.
Like that was like a real big thing. Like first it was like breakdowns and stuff like that, and then like everybody wanted to play like a million miles a second, and it was just like, oh yeah, that's cool for like a minute, but like I can't listen to a whole 45-minute album of just like just
Yeah.
nonstop stuff. Like I barely listen to metal
Yeah.
anymore.
I never really
Anymore.
I used to, and then I just got over. The only band, and I won't even say they're metal, they're just definitely progressive and technical as hell, is Protest the Heroes' first album.
Yeah.
I'll listen to that shit on repeat. I'm like, you guys, it's like, it gives me American Standard vibes, which I don't know if you take as a compliment. I'm like, you're all way too good at what you're doing. Get
I
the
mean-
fuck out of here, dude. It's
I
annoying.
mean, I think what I'm personally doing
Yeah.
is it falls in my skill set.
Yeah.
AJ is definitely better than the music we're playing.
Yeah.
Fisher would probably. I mean, well, Fisher's incredibly humble, so he'll probably also say that like the music we're doing is right at his skill
I
set.
think
But
you guys
Fisher,
are all pretty humble,
well, I mean, it's not like we got people.
which is a good thing.
It's not like we got people banging down our doors. You know what I mean? Like the lack of attention kind of humbles you. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. Well, I try to be an advocate a lot, and if there's one thing I like to do on this podcast, is just not that I have like the hugest audience, but I just like to put people on. Whether it's the weird sponsorships that everyone's like, do these places really fucking sponsor you? I'm like, yeah.
I was
really
going to ask you that.
You can, yeah.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. Well, I think the one that always gets people is like, I'll get a DM at least once a week, and they're like, does Four Seasons Landscaping really sponsor you? I'm like, yeah, my buddies.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes away.
Yeah, I was like, my one buddy does their social media, has been working there forever, and the other dude I know pretty well, he fucking owns it. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to do?
Hey, do you mind if I say your name at the beginning of my podcast?
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I do. I'm just
Yeah,
like Santini's girl doesn't know, but they'll know tomorrow.
But their DMs are flooded.
But you're one of the main reasons. It's not even like a huge pivotal moment. I didn't even start for a while after, but for me getting into stand-up, it was always the amount of speaking in AA.
Yeah.
Which you have to be asked to speak in AA, but like I was just always kind of comical. I'm just dry and and people enjoy listening to me talk. At least I think in my head.
You have a very calming voice.
Yeah. So I've been sober for 7 years now. So before had
Congratulations.
we shot the special on my thanks. We shot the special on my 6-year anniversary, which was 6 months in. So I started doing comedy when I had 5 years sober. So I was used to talking in front of people, but I was doing like acoustic shows, and my music was god terrible, And I remember we played a show at a coffee house. That's when
the Trent Flea Market. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when I first saw you. Mark opened up. He did hip hop, and then I did an acoustic set. Tim Burke was on that show too. Shout out Tim Burke, great guy. But I remember I was like playing songs, and I was like just talking about my dad. Just my dad's like a dry guy. He's real funny when he's not trying to be.
Yeah.
And I remember I got in between a song, and I think you and Fisher were just like, tell more stories about your dad. And I was like, I have a calling here.
Yeah. Well, because
then Ethan Brockelman showed up, and he was like, listen, this band that's headlining this coffee house show is better than everyone. And I was like, and dude, it goes for comedy and music. Like, we're all just shit talkers in our head. Like, yeah, okay. And then when I saw you guys, I was like, first off, they were the nicest dudes ever.
Well, because
and so good.
Well, because we're all there having a I never understood that. Like, I'm sure comedy's the same way. Like, yeah, like if someone comes up to me and be like, "Yo, like these dudes are sick," I'm gonna be like, "Get the fuck out of here." Yeah, of course, yeah, I'm sure you are. Because there's a lot of just like animosity and jealous. Because if you're good, that means you're gonna get things you're gonna get things instead of us.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, if I tell you that Mark's hilarious and he's gonna be on here, and then you almost feel threatened because you're like, well, maybe he's going to start getting the spots that I should be getting, kind of thing. There's like a jealousy aspect to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But when I got into it, I tried to have like a different mindset of just leaving that behind. Cause like, I'm a big person. I talked about it last week. Like, I don't really get angry that easily.
No, neither
and
do
I try not to
I'm too small.
Yeah. I just think it's a waste of energy, but I'm also very small.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I can get angry, but like, what the fuck am I going to do about it?
Yeah.
Nothing.
And also the jealousy, like, I mean, I'm a human being. It will happen. That and anger, but it's just like, what's the point? As long as I keep doing what I'm doing, like, that's all I have to focus on.
I think that was the entire thing. I was just like, what am I doing this for? What's the benefit? Like, that's awesome that they're good. You know what that means? That means that we can go to you because, all right, well, you're good. We want to play shows with you because you're good. Yeah. Like, that's like, yeah. But there's still a lot of people that I know who's just like, hey, these fucking dudes suck. Like, you know what I mean? We're just like, hey, first of all,
it's just so much wasted negative energy.
First of all, do you guys forget that we're like 30 now? Like, like we're not like 19.
That was another good transition of going into fucking stand up.
Yeah. I was just like, we're all having a good time, and like obviously like I knew Ethan, so I was hanging out with like my friends. Like, Ethan went to high school and middle school with me and Fisher. That's where me and Fisher met. And then Ethan used to be in bands with AJ. So it's like we all know each other. So we were all just like hanging out. It was a coffee house and it had delicious coffee, and I had too many coffees. Yeah. And I was jittery. That was the first show, American Standard show, that I played sober. Mm-hmm. Because they didn't serve alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like, I guess I got to do this one sober.
Yeah, I was bummed about it.
I've sadly done all my shows sober.
I was bummed about it. I was upset because I didn't think I didn't think I would be as good.
Yeah, the great lie our head tells us.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, hey, you're a piece of shit. You know?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even like I was a piece. It was just like a.
Well, that's my head. I'll speak for myself because I deal with crippling alcoholism and anxiety.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Let me stop you right there. We're completely different. I hate myself, dude.
yeah. I mean, like I just thought that I wouldn't play as good because I was all nervous.
Well, we are cut from a different cloth. Then I'm just straight up. I'm like, well, I hate myself, so that's where we're at, dude.
Well, like, and that was our whole thing. Like, we have a few drinks, and then between the songs, like, we're all joking around and making jokes and trying to make people laugh just as much as playing music. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't even remember what we were talking about. Yeah, assholes. People are
People
dicks.
are just assholes.
Yeah, people are dicks.
Happens in comedy. It happens in skateboarding. It happens in
Yeah,
music. It happens
yeah.
in all of them, and it's just whatever. Let them do thing. We talked about it on the ride here, me and Mark, because like Mark makes rap beats. He's real into reptiles right now. I'm sure you make music. And
It's real into reptiles right now.
yeah, real into reptiles. You open up a reptile store, man.
You guys
Cold Blooded Kingdom. Shout out, man.
You guys were.
Get a sponsorship, dude.
You got to pay the man. You got to put up the cash.
Yeah, where's the
Where's the capital?
Oh shit! I forgot to say Dan Rouse at Cherry Hill Mitsubishi and
Yeah.
KO Pest Control, dude.
Yeah, the motherfucker.
But
was
he
in
also
there.
still hasn't paid yet, so fuck him.
He never paid me.
He never paid me. He don't trust. You know what it is? I don't think he trusts you to get the money Venmo to give to me when I see you every day.
Called him on air, dude.
Yeah, called him on air, dude.
Is this like your friend? Because you said that on like
yeah,
more
he
than
did the podcast. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that one. Yeah,
He showed up to do the podcast and he was like, listen, for your sponsorships. And he talks real raspy, dude. And he's like, I need you to say us first, man. I'll give you $50 a month. Which I'm cool with. It's going straight to marketing on Instagram.
but he doesn't.
Which was where
but he doesn't pay you.
Yeah, where I was going to go with all this is just posting stuff on social media, especially now since everything's locked out. But it's the way you have to get stuff out there, dude.
Yeah,
And everyone has haters on the internet, but I have like a specific group of people who are just blatantly disrespectful in the comments to my face. Like, you're a piece of shit. You know that, right?
it's like
And
the
I'm
same. It's like the same five dudes. Like,
Yeah, and me and Mark always just go like, you know what? You just got to think to yourself, what do you do
yeah,
to those people?
Yeah.
Hey, what do you do?
Yeah.
They're like, nothing.
yeah. Well, yeah,
I'm in the local 72, man. What do you mean?
yeah. I'm a pipe fitter.
Yeah, I'm local pipe fitter, man.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge thing. Younger, just like people, just you'd go play a local show and you'd be up there and you'd see the bands in their different corners and you just knew that they were just sitting talking shit about you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we get off stage and do the same thing because we were 19. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
They're like, but they don't rip like we rip.
Yeah, like, yo, dude, this fucking singer sucks. Like, you slopper that drummer is. Like, yeah. Like, yeah, just like bullshit like that. But then as you get older, you're like, hey, like, when I started the band, well, I started that story and I never finished. Yeah. I worked for Sony. I was so fed up with it. I hated it. It like ruined music for me.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, it like ruined it because it wasn't fun. So I lived in North Carolina, Asheville. Shout out Asheville.
Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Tar Heel State.
And I was moving home back to my parents' house, and I was like, I want to start a band. I want to write like 4-chord, stupid pop punk music.
Right up my alley.
Yeah.
Newfound Glory is my favorite band.
Yeah. I saw them. I saw them last year with Bayside.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
I think I saw you there.
maybe I was
Probably.
squad deep. I think.
That was great because they play with the Movie Life and Newfound Glory,
Yeah.
and the Movie Life are like probably in my top 5 of the pop punk Hall of Fame.
That was the first time I heard the Movie Life. I'm not gonna lie. I
They're
heard
so good.
who's their singer? He's
Vinny
Vinny.
Corona,
Yeah,
whatever. Hell,
I've heard him solo, but
Yeah.
I never really listened to the Movie Life until before that. But yeah, like I called Fisher and I'm like, hey, like I want to write stupid songs and I want to go play shows and like at bars that's filled with my friends and drink beer with my friends and play music with my friend. Like
Yeah.
that's what I want. Like none of this like, well, we got to get this and we got to write the songs. We got to record an EP and then we got to go on tour and we got to do. I'm like, no, like hey, like
you
hey,
guys
dude-
are having fun with it, and I
Yeah.
think that's when you get the best results.
Yeah, and like that was always the thing because we have conversations and it's just like, well, do we want to do this thing? And I'm just like, we can,
Yeah,
like we can, but like at the same time, like, do we have to? Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, it's like, hey, do we want to drive up to Brooklyn to do this one thing? And like, we're just like, We could if you
we
want.
could. We don't have to.
You would
though.
get- I'm like, I'm gonna have to take off a day of work. Like,
Yeah, that's my mindset on things. I'm like, I mean, I could do that, but why would I want to go through that?
Yeah.
But
and it sucks. Yeah.
yeah, we're coming towards the end. You're going to play a couple songs for us.
Yeah.
I think you guys are amazing. Very talented
Thank you.
songwriter.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man. This was fun.
I hope you guys get more recognition. You guys definitely deserve it. That song, That's What the Money's For, I think was the biggest flex on the local music scene in the world, because when that album dropped, I think Ethan on the low, he didn't send me that song, but he sent me a couple new songs, because I think it was right after I saw you do the Alkaline Trio cover set. He was like, here, don't tell nobody. And I was like, who am I going to tell?
Yeah. Who do you?
But I think Prove 'Em Wrong was one of the songs, and I was like, that song's so good. Then when you
Thank
guys
you.
dropped the album, that's what the money song's for. I fucking listened to that intro like 20 times, and the whole song like 70 times in a row. And
Yeah,
I was like, I sent it to Mark definitely, but I sent it to like a couple of my friends who are into music. I'm like, do you not understand how good this shit is?
I wrote that as a joke.
Yeah.
That riff, like that like when everybody comes in, like we were bullshitting, and I was talking to somebody, and I was just playing it, and AJ's like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
Like,
"What is
this
what?"
is the hardest shit ever, dude. That's what
And then
that
like
is.
we did it, and we were just like, "Oh, that's fucking."
Yeah.
That's got some balls to it, man. I was like, that's because the album was done. We wrote it when we were like done, and we decided to add it because we were like, we really like this song. So
I'm fucking thrilled that you did add that song. But we'll cut away for a quick second, and Greg will play you a couple, one or two. We don't know yet. A couple American standard songs.
yeah, we'll see how the first one goes. And
We'll
then,
see how the first one goes, and then we'll just go from there.
yeah.
All right.
Wanna know why you wake up in a bad mood, chasing a feeling that you know is gonna fall right through. Get the things you said you never get around to. I wanna be the thing that puts you in a better mood. Wanna see the things that really get you going. It's like a mansion burning down without a warning sign. What's to say, what's waiting when you make it back there? It's hard to tell, but baby, all you know we got is sign. What I see in your eyes is what I want to see in mine. When dead peas get so hard to find, let me help you get the demons off. 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 Tell your hands to stop the shaking in the meantime. Your heart is honest, but it seems like it's your head that lies. You swallow pride, comes back at night, stands tall in the back of your mind. Close your eyes and count the seconds from the sidelines. They say the grass is always greener on the other side. Your tangled lines come back at night. You deserve a second chance from starting mine. What I see in your eyes is what I want to see in mine. When dead peas get so hard to find. Let me help you get the demons off. 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 I wanna know why you wake up in a bad mood. There you go.
Woo! Ow! Clap that time. Now I'm the only one. Huh?